Hey guys, welcome to Better Late Than Never. You're here with Cassie, Alice,
and Tanya
for our weekly night chats. So sit back, grab a snack, and enjoy. We're halfway through our year of second year already.
Oh Lord, halfway.
Almost halfway.
20 months left.
Yeah, time passes by so fast.
Don't remind me, I don't want to know.
Honestly, like this year, along with Corona, I feel like everything is just passing by way too quickly.
Yeah, totally agree.
Should we kind of like go back and reminisce the times when we applied for our unis?
Let's do that.
Go on.
Okay, so where should we start? I really don't know how we should start because it's such a big topic.
I guess the first thing is choosing what you're applying for.
Oh, okay. When did you decide on what you want to study? Were you like always sure of what you wanted to do as a child, or were you always like really indecisive on what you're going to do in the future?
I think I went through at least like 4 course options before I arrived at graphic design. Like I went through veterinary first when I was like in year 9 or whatever.
Ooh.
And then I was like, that's too hard, I'm not doing that. And then I went to computer science because I was a fat nerd. And I was like, ooh, coding. And anyways, and then I moved on to biology, like when I started my A-levels, because I did obviously science A-levels. And I was like, this still isn't right. And I eventually made it to graphic design, which was like, I think, halfway towards the end of my year 12. So it was I was cutting it close, to be honest.
Mm-hmm. That's a lot of transitions.
Yeah.
Did your interest for graphic design emerge from your interest or something else?
I mean, I think I first thought about graphic design like 3 years before that. But I don't know, I didn't really know it was an option for like career or whatever. So I came back to it when I decided that I'd had enough of science and I want to go back to being creative.
That's pretty cool, actually. Like, I think it's through these transitions that we truly and slowly find out what we really want in life, even though that sounds so cheesy.
You say that now and I kind of miss science.
Aww.
I'm like, I want to do some maths.
I mean, you
do
some maths but for fun, right?
Don't expose me. Ooh, course 3 paper. What an exciting day.
What about you, Cassie?
Well, for me, I was like indecisive the entire time. Like I didn't know what I wanted to do. The thing is, like, I was interested in art, but then when I was in Taiwan, we didn't really have a good art course. It wasn't even like a important course. It was just like a course for fun. And so I kind of gave up on art and focused on the main subjects like math, science, Mandarin. And then I basically just didn't draw at all. Like I just stopped drawing for 3 years. After those 3 years, I lost interest in drawing. But then when I went to Berlin, we had the option to choose the courses we wanted to I did IB, by the way. And I chose visual arts as my higher level course. And I just did that just to see if I could find interest in art again. I mean, it was fun, but I found it quite stressful because art is like so much critical thinking and you always have to like find a meaning in your art. And I really hated that. I think it was like visual arts, like fine arts. So that like critical thinking is really important. Like a lot of people told me like, oh, you can't like earn a lot of money as an artist.
Oh, yeah. That's what a lot of people told me as well.
Get that.
Yeah, it's like something that's always in your head. And then for me, I just thought I should find a job that is stable. And at that time, I did biology higher level.
Wow.
And like, I'm not a science person at all. I hated lab because I'm just so scared of messing up. So it was just like, too much for me. But like at that time, I was like kind of interested in cooking.
You
so I was
still
like,
are?
Yeah, like I like cooking, but like I thought that nutrition wouldn't be as hard as biology. And then I was like, my personality suits the role as a nutritionist. And then I did apply to like nutrition degree. All my 5 choices were nutrition.
Wow.
And then I got into like all of the choices, but then I changed my mind the last minute.
Honestly, you can do it at the same time as well. Like, you know, who says that you have to just be a graphic designer, right? Who says you can't be 2 things at the same time? And like back to the thing you said about critical thinking with visual arts, I feel like it's so different from what most people think, because in the Asian community in general, I feel like a lot of people think of art as something that is an alternative to STEM. Like if you don't get good grades, then you tend to go to arts because, you know, you can do something creative. But like people usually think that it's so easy, but when you actually get into it, it's so challenging because there are so many aspects that you have to think about, and you have to research so many different disciplines and discourses and things like that, and it's just so different from so many other different courses, right?
Yeah, it's really like mentally demanding. Like you have to think so much.
Yeah.
And like being someone who was just book smart, like knowing how to study, it's so hard.
Art is hard, guys.
Yeah. How was your, like, how did you decide?
Oh, me?
Yeah.
I also went through a lot of like mental dilemmas and a lot of thinking since middle school, actually. Like,
damn, that's early.
No, like I've always known that I am very, very interested in art. Like I started drawing when I wasn't even in school. I would just pick up like markers and scribble. Yeah, I think my family was quite annoyed at me because I would always draw on the walls. Anyways, so like in middle school, I was like, I really want to do art. But after a while, I thought about doing music because I'm also interested in music. But then towards music, I'm like, okay, I can practice musical pieces and I can be decent at it, but I don't think I have the innate talent for it. Like, I personally don't think so. In comparison to my brother, yeah, Terry, if you're listening to this, like, I do think that you have a talent for music, okay?
Aww.
Yeah, okay, shut up now.
Very sweet.
Yeah, I just don't think that I have the talent for it, so I shifted my mindset, and I've always been quite interested in things related to psychology and criminology. I still am.
Criminology is cool.
Yeah, that's really cool. So I thought of that as a career goal as well for a while. But then after taking AP psychology in grade 10, I was like, if I were to become a psychologist or a therapist, would I be able to handle it? Because personally, I'm a very emotional and I get affected by other people's emotions really, really easily. Like after a while, I just think that it might not be the most suitable career choice for me because I don't want it to affect my own mental health as well. So I shifted again. And because of my deep interest in Halloween, and like,
What?
Yeah, that's such a big jump,
Wow.
right? But because of my deep interest in Halloween and like makeup and like art in general, I was exploring makeup and special effects makeup. And I was like, wow, that's so cool. You know, I was thinking I could potentially do this for uni. But after a semester or two, I thought to myself, oh, that might be a pretty narrow field once I get out of uni. So I thought that I would expand. And I made this decision in grade 12, you know, last year of high school. So see, like, I went through so many transitions. It was tough. It was so tough.
And then you landed on art and design.
Yeah, art and design, which is something that's
Quite
really
broad.
really broad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just going back to my part, I didn't even say how I landed to graphic design.
Yeah.
So where was I? I said like I didn't think that I could do nutrition because I was bad at the sciences. And then at the last minute, really, really last minute, I decided to do graphic design because I feel like it's a more practical course compared to visual arts or fine arts.
Yeah.
Like I just really hated like the conceptual part. For graphic design, at least you can see your work being used, and I just really like that. I really think that having an artwork and then like putting it up, well, that wasn't enough for me to feel like satisfied. So I was like, well, let's try out graphic design. Like I didn't really even know much about graphic design. I was just like, let's try it out.
Yeah, me neither. Just went straight into it. I think mine was like, I really liked illustration and art and all that, but like all the careers counselling and all that, whatever I had, they were like, you're pretty equal on the left and right brain. So I was like, you know what? I'll find something that's a bit more artsy and intellect combined. So I think graphics is a good combination of them.
Yeah,
that's good.
Yeah, for graphics, there's actually some physics if you do animation, right?
Did those physics last year with all the light waves and all that garbage.
Oh yeah, that killed me. I mean, I don't do graphic design, but I would take some of the same modules as Cassie and Tanya. For me, like the reason why I chose my course, I'm kind of the opposite to Cassie's belief with how art should be. I'm quite satisfied with simply expressing my own point of view and expressing it in different mediums. Like it doesn't necessarily have to be used for me, but like at the same time I consider about the realistic aspects of, you know, whether or not I could find a job in the future. So that's why I chose the course art and design, because art is obviously a more expression side of the subject and design is more practical. We have the freedom to explore our methods of art creation or design making. So for me personally, through last year, I have found that I'm quite interested in doing like digital medium stuff, like photography and film and just experimental, even performance, things like that. Yeah.
Yeah. Now you're doing some like art, what is that, video direction?
Yeah.
You did that last year, right?
Yeah.
It's really cool.
It is very cool. Hell yeah.
Stop. I'm blushing. I can't take compliments.
Yeah, me neither. We all can't. I feel like, I don't know, I'm generalizing. I was gonna say like a lot of art students don't like to take compliments.
No,
but
Yeah.
because they're like perfectionists.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's never enough for us.
But the idea of perfectionism, like, okay, on one spectrum is good, but it also could be slightly detrimental to art practice. Like, not to design, I guess. Like with design, it's different because, you know, you need to pay attention to detail and stuff. But
no, it's the same. Like we also need to experiment with different styles. So, yeah.
Oh, yeah. So like, it's good to be paying attention to detail, but at the same time we need to be free to experiment. See, like they ask so much from us.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't let it deter you though. Go for art and design.
Yeah, it is so fun.
What about you, Tanya? Are you liking graphic design?
That's a pretty outright question. Yeah, it does the job, doesn't it? I'm very indifferent. I don't really know what I feel, but yeah, it's cool. I'm vibing.
I mean, I think I like graphic design. Like, I find it really, really interesting. I'm really interested in branding.
Oh,
yes.
Oh, yeah, you really like the communication aspects of it. Yeah. I'm more on the flip side. I like the arts. I'm pretty excited to do illustration next semester, to be honest.
Ooh.
It's so cool how we all have different views on art and like different interest towards different aspects of this particular subject. Like people just think art is all about like expression and, you know, about painting or about things like that, but it's so broad. There are so many things that you can explore with. It's so cool.
Yeah. Why did you guys decide to come here?
Good question.
That's a good question.
Alice, do you want to go first?
Me? Okay. In grade 9, I was looking into schools, and initially I wanted to go to the US, but I think that was when the ex-president got elected, and I was like, debating over the future prospects of the country, of the US, and I was like, should I expand my choices? So I began looking into schools in the UK, and I found that, you know, the art programs here are so much more diverse. I mean, no, I'm not saying that it's much more diverse than the US, but it's just a complete different system, and it's quite cool. I was like exploring through it. Yeah, so basically that's why.
That's cool.
Did you do the SAT and everything to prepare?
Yeah, I should kind of talk about that. So, even though I was looking at schools in the UK, I was also simultaneously looking for schools in the US. So for my application preparation, I did the standardized tests like SATs, IELTS, some AP. Oh, well, just one AP course.
What was the AP course?
AP is Advanced Placement. It's a kind of like pre-college, pre-uni program that's in the US, even though my school is a Canadian system. Yeah.
What subject?
Yeah, what subject?
Oh, I did AP Psychology. Yeah, I did all the standardized testings. I did as many extracurricular activities as possible at school. In preparation for my portfolio, because our school's art program was not exactly the most rigorous, I had to go to an academy outside of school just to boost my art skills and kind of prepare for my portfolio. Yeah.
That's really helpful because I didn't get to do that.
Yeah. What about you, Cassie?
The reason why I decided to come to the UK is because, first of all, the price.
Oh yeah, I always forget you guys.
Yeah,
have such large expenses.
Like, people think that, at least for my family always thought that UK schools are more expensive than US schools. Really?
Same.
Yeah, like, I don't know why.
People around me as well, they're like, whoa, you're going to the UK? It's so expensive, right? But I'm like, no, surprisingly, it's like at least half the price of US tuition.
Yeah, I don't know why people have this misconception. Yeah, also when I told my parents the price, they're like, what? I originally wanted to go to the US as well. So my dad, he used to study in the US. And I also lived in the US for 2 years before, and our whole family just really liked the US. We just had a really good experience there. And I always like went back to the US during the summer. I was like, I really want to come back here one day and just like live here. But then I went to an international school where we didn't have SAT. Everyone focused on going to school in Europe. I mean, we had SATs outside of our school. We had to pay for that. And then I also was so stressed about IB. IB alone was just so stressful that I thought that I couldn't handle anything else. And also, like, I was having a really hard time dealing with stress. I have really big difficulties dealing with stress, by the way. And at that time, I just didn't really think of doing the SATs. And then I just went with the flow. And then at the end, I was like, okay, I guess I can only apply to the UK. That's why I applied to the UK. And I also applied to UBC, actually, which is a university in Canada.
Ooh.
I got into UBC, actually. But my first choice was nutrition, but I didn't get into the nutrition one. I got into the arts school, which included like humanities, fine arts, but no graphic design. So I was like, do I want to go to UBC? It's such a good school. Like, it was probably my dream school. I was like, this is such a good school. Like, look at the campus. It's so pretty. Aww. But then there's just no graphic design. And then I was actually tempted to just get in and then just decide what I want to do, because they also have geography and other like humanities subjects. I didn't think that it was a smart choice to go to UBC because like there's no graphic design. So I would maybe end up doing a subject that I didn't like. And so I just stuck with the UK unis. And at that time, I applied to nutrition. And I even visited 2 unis in the UK during the summer. And then when I got there, I was like, oh my God, like I hate this uni.
Oh God, which unis were they?
It was Reading University.
Oh my God, I hate Reading so much.
Really? Right? The campus.
Oh my God, you guys are just hating.
We're Reading antis. They gave me some really weird email when I applied.
Wait, what?
Wait,
What
really?
kind of email?
Wait, what did you apply to?
It's for graphic design.
What? They have graphic design?
Or something related to it. I don't remember. But yeah, they sent me a really snobby email. I was just like, you know what? Don't want to go to you anymore.
What?
Wow.
Wow.
I just hated the campus. It was so ugly.
Yeah, I didn't really like the town either.
I felt like the campus wasn't built to be a university. It was just maybe it started off as a building and then they added another building.
Oh my God.
So like it didn't match
But isn't
together
that how
at
unis
all.
work?
What do
I
you think?
started from a building and other buildings. Isn't that every
Yeah.
uni?
And also like it was just so much grass and the pathways the pathways weren't paved well.
Bro, this is England.
I feel like that's
all
UK.
looks like
that's
this.
that's UK.
Yeah.
Anyways, that school didn't give me a good vibe. Like I like Leeds University much better. It looks much more like a university.
City vibes, isn't it?
Yeah, like I like the student community vibe.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's not the case in Reading. And also in Reading, it's so small. I'm a city gal.
City girl.
The city girl. I always lived in a city, so I was like, I also want to live in a city when I go to university. Like it's 3 or 4 years, so I want to make sure that I like the place.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think place really matters when you choose. Because, yeah, I turned down one of my options because it was for Loughborough. And Loughborough's like really remote. Like there's no city near it. And I just really didn't want that. There's like nowhere to go to. So,
Yeah. And then when I came back to Berlin, I was like, that wasn't a good experience. And also, when I was there at Reading, I took some induction courses for nutrition, and for a lot of the courses, I was freaking out because we had lab, and I was like, what should I do?
Oh my God! For induction already.
The induction was actually meant for the year below me. So yeah, so they haven't even applied to uni. So it's like for British kids, I guess.
Oh yeah. We go like a year before we apply.
Yeah, that's so
pretty cool.
Yeah, it's so good. And yeah, I didn't like it. I even went to induction in the Netherlands. I just went everywhere because I was so indecisive. I was like scared that I wouldn't like nutrition. So I was like, I really need to try this out because for me, I really need to try things out to know what I like. So I went to the one in the Netherlands, and it wasn't a university. It was just like a, what do you call, like a polytechnic university?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and it wasn't good at all. Like for my course, there was basically only 20 people, and the resources was not much. And it was located in a very, very suburban area. I remember I was there with my mom, and then we were at this hotel, and then we basically, bro, I have to stop saying basically. We had to walk, I think, almost an hour to the school, and we were walking by the highway.
What?
Dude, no.
Did
And
you
then
guys
the
have
bus
like?
took like 30 minutes to come.
Oh my God!
It was so scary because we both were like foreigners. We didn't speak.
That's insane.
Yeah, we didn't speak Dutch, and whenever there's this random dude that pops up beside us, we're like, oh my God, like, oh, what should we do? Like, let's just not look at him. Crazy experience. Yeah, when I came back to Berlin, I was like, okay, what should I do now? Like, I already used up all my choices. I applied to 5 nutrition degrees. And then in England, there's this thing called clearing.
Oh, hell yeah.
Clearing? Yeah. And I was like, let's give it a shot. And then I decided to call some universities. The first university that I I emailed them first, was Leeds Arts University.
Oh,
Which is a university right next to our
I
university right
applied
now.
to that one as well.
Yeah. It's very close to where we're living now, actually. It's just up the hill. Yeah. And then they had a graphic and communication, something like that, something related to communication. I was like, oh, this looks interesting. And then I applied, sent my portfolio, and then just waited for them to respond. And while I waited, I also called Leeds University. And first they were like, oh, girl, we're full.
Oh,
I was like, oh my God, like, is there nothing you can do? And then I was like, what should I do? And I don't know what made me do this, but I called them again. And this time someone else replied. And she was like, what curriculum did you do? And I was like, IB. And they were like, oh, IB, I know IB. And then I told them my grade. And they were like, oh, that's so good. You can just send us your application, your cover letter, and we'll look at it.
wow.
And I was like, damn, okay.
Cover letter.
A personal statement, I mean. I've been applying for a lot of jobs, that's why. And then they replied really quickly. They were like, yeah, you're in.
Oh, that's so
Wow.
nice.
Yeah. I was like, how did this happen? This is like a miracle. I'm like the luckiest person right now. Like, I just applied last minute. And if I didn't get into that degree, I don't know where I would be right now, because
You wouldn't have met us.
yeah. And then like
Wow.
I couldn't at that time I couldn't find any other graphic design degrees in the clearing situation.
Oh yeah, there isn't really that much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Leeds University was the only one that said contact us if you want to apply through clearing. And I did. And then, oh my God, I'm so glad, because Leeds University is actually a really good university.
It is so
It
good.
a Russell Greek one.
Yeah, I'm so thankful.
We're blessed that
Yeah.
day.
Tanya, do you want to kind of talk about?
I feel like
Why?
we went over several steps there.
Yeah. Like, you haven't talked about
I
why
can't
you got to Leeds.
I can't talk for that long, not gonna lie. So
That's fine.
as I did 4 science-related subjects, like a fool, in A-level, and then obviously I wanted to change to graphics. There were only, I think there was 5 or 6 unis available that would take me without an art A-level for graphics.
Wait,
Obviously,
hold on. So you're from the UK. I don't think
yes.
people know that.
I'm sure they can tell from my accent.
Yes.
Yes, I am
Keep
a
going.
British local, and yeah, I did my A-levels in maths, biology, chemistry, and further maths, which was not helpful at all to my application. So yeah, I applied to Leeds, Loughborough, Reading, Kent, and Nottingham Trent as my backup one. And obviously, I think I narrowed it down to Leeds and Loughborough pretty quickly, because I think they were just my first ones I got back. And like Loughborough had the first interview, and I did the interview. I was like, I never want to do an interview again, so I rejected all the other offers.
Oh,
Wait, what?
What?
Well,
I
wait.
told you, I absolutely hate interviews.
Wait.
I did get the offer though.
Wait, I'm so confused. So they wanted you to do an interview.
I did the interview at Loughborough.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
And-
then
And
I
you
got
just
I got the offer back, conditional offer, and then I just obviously I didn't want to do another interview because I just didn't want to go through that again. So I withdrew from all my other options apart from Leeds. So
Oh
I
my
only had Leeds
God.
and Loughborough.
wait, did
Wow.
your parents know this?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
oh
And they were
damn.
both conditional, so obviously I could only get into both of them if I got my grades.
Mm.
I think I got accepted to both of them off my grades, to be honest. I don't think my portfolio mattered at all.
Oh,
mm.
But like, yeah, in the end, I think I chose Leeds entirely because of the city.
yeah.
Did you guys visit the university? Like, did you guys know the environment in Leeds and then decided on coming here?
Well, I think I came to 2 visits beforehand. I came to the one the year before I applied, and I think there was a talk by like Catherine, and she, which was one of our lecturers last year. She really scared me the first time. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, she's scary.
Oh, she's really
Imagine
nice.
if she
Though.
hears this.
She's really nice.
Yeah, she's nice. She's nice.
Yeah, but I really liked the way the uni looked, and I really liked the sea. So I was like, hell yeah, let's go for this one. And then the second time, visited after I got my offer, obviously to look at all the accommodations and all that. And yeah, well,
You're really lucky.
don't really know what to say.
You're really lucky because a lot of British students, they get to just drive to the university. But for international students, it's hard. We have to take the plane.
I mean, it's not luck. I chose to go to a uni in my country.
Yeah. But I didn't really get the chance to come here. Well, I decided at last minute, so I was like, well, I can't. Like, I don't get the choice to come to Leeds to see if I like it. What about you?
I didn't come here at all. I didn't come to the UK for uni visits at all because like it's just too long of a plane ride.
Yeah.
And I didn't have the time to come here to visit schools because obviously I was, still managing with high school, right? And like plane tickets are expensive, man.
Yeah, from Asia.
Yeah, and from Asia to the UK, it's very far away, 13 hours. So yeah, I didn't get to visit any unis. Yeah.
Did you guys spend a lot? Did you look on the websites?
I did.
Do the 360 view?
Yeah, I did. I looked on
tours?
it so often. I was like, ooh, this 360 thingy.
Wow. Cool. It's like I'm almost there.
Yeah.
Looking back, it's actually quite scary because what if it's such a shitty city and then you'll be stuck here for 3 years?
That's quite insane, really.
Did you guys get it rejected?
Oh, yeah.
From any?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I withdrew from all of mine, so they couldn't.
Oh, yeah, I did get rejected.
How was that like?
Yeah, so in general, I applied to schools in the UK, in the US, and in Singapore, actually.
I was also considering Singapore.
Oh, wow.
I got rejected by all the schools in the US, all the schools in Singapore, and one school in the UK.
Wait. How many schools did you apply for the UK and Singapore? US.
For the US?
US and Singapore.
Singapore, I think 1. US, I think 3 to 5. I forgot. It's been a long time, 2 years. But the UK, 5?
That is the maximum.
Yeah, the maximum, yeah.
Wait, so for the UK, you got rejected by 1?
Yeah, I got rejected by Goldsmiths.
Where's Goldsmiths?
In London.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's really good with communication stuff, but yeah, it's fine. It's fine.
Was it really hard for you at that time?
When I got the rejection, I was actually on a trip. I was walking with my friends and I got the rejection email. Initially, I was a little bit salty, but after 10 minutes or so, I was like, oh, it's fine. I got offers from other ones.
Wow.
Yeah.
Got over it pretty quickly.
You dealt with that very well.
Yeah.
Obviously, I would be salty for a tiny bit, but I mean, you can't really dwell on it. They already rejected you. There's nothing else that you can do. And it's not like there aren't any alternative options that you can go to. Yeah. And with Uni of Leeds, I initially didn't apply to Leeds. I only applied to the Leeds art one. But after checking the course catalog at the Uni of Leeds, I was like, oh, art and design seems pretty cool. And I just quickly put together my application and sent it. Yeah. They replied to me quite quickly, which was pretty surprising.
Yeah. I think it's different for people who have a dream school. So they really want to go to certain schools so badly that when they get rejected, they're just so sad.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I fixated on Leeds a lot towards the end. So
that's good.
If I'd have gone rejected, I would have lost my mind.
Aww.
But I didn't. So it's okay.
Yay. We're here. We're all here.
We're all here. I didn't have a dream school.
Me neither.
It sounds so weird. People are like, oh, my dream school is this and that. But I don't know. I just never really had a dream school. It's kind of weird.
Never really had a dream.
No, I didn't have a dream school either.
No.
Oh my God. I can't believe I forgot to say this.
What?
So, did you guys have a counselor at your school?
A counselor.
Counselor? What type of counselor?
So a counselor that helps you with uni applications.
We had like sixth form team leader, whatever you want to call it.
Wow.
That I guess kind of helped. She edited my personal statement once and she made it worse. So I was like,
Oh no!
you know what? I'll remove all that. Your editing's useless.
Our school, yeah, we had a counselor, but it wasn't really helpful to be fair. I'm not
Never
gonna lie. I hope they're not listening to this, but yeah.
I can tell by your voice. Yeah. But I had one too. She was responsible for the whole grade, and she is interesting person. I don't think a lot of people liked her. So there was this one time she made me cry in front of her. So I went to her office and then I was like, I'm finished with the application. Can you check? There was like a line, so people would just go in and let her check the personal statement and she would just edit them right at that point. And when I got to her, I think I was like, I'm still not sure or something like that. And then she yelled at me. She was like,
What?
You can't be unsure now. You have to send it now.
That's so annoying.
No, that's not helpful.
Yeah. And then like straight at that spot, I just cried. I bawled my eyes out in front of her. I was crying. Like I wasn't just like, just like tearing a little bit. I was like crying, like
oh my
sobbing.
What was her reaction?
Oh my gosh, she didn't even say, Are you okay? She didn't even say, Are you okay?
What? She was just sitting there looking at you cry?
She was just like,
That's me, Loki.
Oh, like she kind of said like, it's gonna be okay. And then she just handed me a tissue. And then she was still like focusing on talking about the application. I was just like crying there.
Brushed you off like that.
Yeah, I don't think she has a lot of empathy.
I'm not gonna lie. If you cried in front of me, I'd be the same.
What? What?
Here, have a tissue.
I can't console people. It's a personal issue.
To be fair, it's kind of hard.
It's really hard
to know what to say.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I don't think she was that nice about it.
She could, as a counselor, she probably should have been much better.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wow.
and I was just crumbling because I think it was the last straw.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I think I was just really sensitive at that time, so I started crying. But if she said that to me now, I wouldn't like react. I wouldn't even feel sad or anything.
You've grown.
You've grown.
Oh, I didn't even go to the next class. I think I stayed at her office for the class after.
In her office with her.
I think so. I was I was just wiping my eyes the whole time, and I couldn't stop crying. It was so like frustrating. Like I wanted to stop crying, but I couldn't stop crying.
Yeah.
Like tears just kept on falling, like falling out of my eyes. Is that how you say? Dripping out of my eyes.
No, I think falling was better.
Falling. Yeah. And then like my nose got all nasty. There's like so much like what is it? And then after that day, I heard that she also made 2 other people cry before me.
Wow.
Oh Lord.
So I was like,
Oh my
okay, so
God.
I'm not the only one, I guess.
Maybe she was having a bad day.
She probably was.
I think. What was the thing? Yeah, even though my staff appointed to my year, even though she was absolutely awful at the personal statement thing, she did tell me about the new art teacher who actually taught foundation graphics in Leeds College.
Wow.
So she helped me put my portfolio together. So honestly, I would have been awful without her. So I guess it was helpful, to be honest.
That's good.
Yeah, it sounds really helpful.
Yeah.
Like I had no idea what I should put in my portfolio. I was so like lost. But I'm really glad for Leeds University. They didn't require me to send a portfolio.
Nothing at all?
No, not for graphics.
I had to email, because obviously I didn't do art. We have to give it like a supplementary 6 images.
Yes. Because for me, I did visual arts, so I didn't have to turn in a portfolio.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I'm really grateful that we're here. Grateful that I met you guys.
Yeah, I guess I am really happy to. No, not I guess, but I am.
Yes, it's all right.
I am certain that I am very happy with where I am right now in
Yeah.
terms of being in Leeds and being with you guys. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Why do we have to keep getting sappy?
I don't know.
I met such kind people.
Oh my god.
I'm going to tone this down right now.
And I was worried I wouldn't meet anyone, you know.
Sappy
Oh, me
please.
too. I was
Oh, yeah, same.
so worried about making
Friends, yeah.
Yeah. I searched up on YouTube how to make friends.
Me too.
Me too.
Oh my god.
That's what brought us together. Those tips.
Tips.
Do you guys also search up how to make friends before uni?
Yeah,
let us know.
Like, I don't know if it was helpful, but it at least gave me the confidence that, you know, other people are feeling the same way about the lack of confidence with meeting new people and making new friends.
Yeah, it did
Yeah.
help me. It did help me. Yeah. Yeah.
If you were to say to your 18 or 17-year-old self who was experiencing the application process, what would you say?
Oof, very deep question. I think I would say just chill, man.
Yeah.
I was really anxious and I thought like if I didn't get into a uni, like a perfect uni, it would be the end of the world or something. But I feel like it won't be the end of the world because there's still so many opportunities. You're still young,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Of course.
But somehow at that point, you just don't think that way. Like you just think that, oh my God, I'm not going to get into anywhere. I mean, it was really hard. Like thinking back, I can still even like feel the stress right now because it was so stressful. But I guess I would still tell myself to relax, take it easy, and you should take care of your mental health, girl.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah, at that time, I wasn't really, like, I didn't know that much about self-care.
Yeah.
But now I do. So if I would say something to my 18-year-old self, I would say you should spend some time taking care of your mental health,
Yeah.
practicing self-care regularly, not when you have a mental breakdown. You have to do it
That's
regularly.
such a good advice.
Very important.
That's very important.
Yes. What about you,
Yeah.
Tanya?
Me?
Yes.
I don't know. I guess I was already pretty laid back as it was. I left everything last minute. Maybe that. Don't leave everything last minute. I'm one of those lazy perfectionists, so I just put everything off because, like, yeah, I don't think I'll do it right. So obviously, sort it out. It's better out the way than it is leaving it behind. And I guess like, I always pull through, so I just gotta trust myself more.
It's a really good tip.
Yeah, that's such a good tip.
What about you, Alice?
Oh, for me, I think the first thing that I have to say to my younger self is similar to what Cassie said about taking more constant breaks and relax. And honestly, because during the application process, everything could get stressful, not just with the application process itself, but you have to take care of schoolwork, your social life, and like some things might happen in like family or something. I don't know, like when things just happen and when stress just piling on top of each other, I think it's important, younger Alice, to take the time to do something that you like and not think about what's going on around you, what other people are thinking about you. And I think the second thing that I would say to myself is to not spread myself so thin. What I mean by this is like you do have a lot of commitments, but you have to select which ones are really the ones that you want to do and eliminating or put less emphasis on the ones that might not be as important to you. That goes for a lot of aspects, not just for extracurriculars, but also like social life. Yeah.
Yeah, that's so good.
That's good.
It's a very beautiful ending.
Magical.
So I think our tips to summarize, it's like relax, take care of your mental health, practice self-care. And then Tanya said, don't procrastinate, don't leave things until the end.
Yeah.
It's easier said till done.
It's all about maintaining a balance. Like,
Yeah.
obviously, with me and Cassie, we said to relax, but at the same time,
Don't be too
leave it
relaxed.
to the last minute. So, like, find a middle ground. Yeah.
And then Alice said something about prioritizing what's important and what's
Yeah.
not.
Yes.
And yeah, I think that was a really, really beautiful ending. I hope you guys enjoy that. I mean, I personally really enjoyed this episode. So yeah, if you guys are listening, if you guys are in the process of applying for university, we hope that this episode is helpful for you guys. We hope that you are also taking care of yourself at this moment, especially during this time.
Yeah.
And yeah, feel free to DM us if you have any questions about the application process, or if you just want to talk to us just to, relax. Yeah, that's pretty much it for today's episode. We hope to see you guys soon.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
Bye.
Bye.
If you like this episode, feel free to share it with your friends and family. You can find us on all listening platforms, and don't forget to follow us on Instagram at Better Lake Podcast to stay updated. Thank you guys for sticking around, and we hope to see y'all soon. Bye!